sure you're happy to see him having some success. What do you recall about your time with him here?
Uh, Extremely hard worker, humble as ever. And just a playmaker. I think that those a great teammate. Those are like the three or four things that I can think of right off the head. When somebody says Tyrod Taylor.
Jarvis, I know that you keep saying it was one game, but how important is this game that you can't start 0-2?
Yeah, it's the most important one. It's the next one. So, we're out here working, doing everything that we can to make sure that we're prepared, and then obviously we go out there and compete for a chance to win.
How good of a job does Kevin do of turning that page? Because he was talking about the Texans. He mentioned them in the press conference after the game, right off the bat. So how good is he at kind of making you guys turn that page?
Extremely. Again, he's a lot. The biggest part of our direction, and what we're looking at, what we're thinking about, and we came in here on Monday and looked at the film, real critical of ourselves and things that we didn't do well, the things that we did do well, and he said, once you leave this building, you flip the switch, and we're on to Houston, and we had a day off, and we came back into the building, and it was strictly about Houston.
Jarvis, I felt like everything Coach was calling in the first half was clicking last week. I think it's a foreshadowing of things to come. I don't know if everything's going to work as well as it did, but is that the offense that you guys want to have?
Yeah, I think the best part about it was getting off to a fast start. I think that's something that we got to continue to do, is getting off to a great start, and then obviously finding ways to finish. And that's easier than said, easier than done. But at the same time, that's something that if we can continue to try to stay on track with starting fast and then being able to finish late, is something that's be important to our team.
Hey Jarvis, obviously the touchdown stood out, but I also noticed that hurdle along the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just an example of you feeling healthy again?
Yeah, that's part. That definitely was part of it. Yeah, that definitely was part of it, and just knowing that those guys are going to take shots on a boundary like that, and more than likely it's going to be a hit low. So I kind of anticipated it a little bit, but I figured he would let me run out of bounds, but he wasn't trying to, so I had to get out this way.
Is it fair to say maybe the last 2 years your body maybe didn't feel well enough to pull that off, or is this a different you?
Yeah, no, I don't think I was presented with the situation too many times in the past couple seasons. Nothing really bigger than that.
Looked like you were looking to throw on that one play.
Yeah.
What happened to change your mind?
Yeah, man, I think they were tired up front a little bit, so they kind of sniffed out what we were trying to do, and they didn't rush too much. And Coach, he puts me in those positions because he trusts me to make good decisions. I was gonna throw it away. I thought about my PR, so my QBR. I'm sorry, and saw a little green grass, so I just took it.
So you're not stuck to make those quarterback decisions with ball.
That's part of the reason why he allows me to be a part of those plays.
Baker called that a grown man run. Did you get a laugh out of that, your touchdown? That's what he said about it.
Yeah, a little bit. After I fixed my chin strap and my helmet a little bit, but yeah, it was.
Could you see the Schwartz effect of stretching the field helping you underneath, maybe create a little more space?
Yeah, I spoke with you guys after the game, and I told him on Monday I was extremely proud of the way that he played, the way that he approached the game. I don't know if he even had a mental error in the game. He played close to pretty much a perfect game, and he really showed his speed, and his presence is definitely felt. I think people now, as we move forward here, really get a good understanding about what he can do, and we have a better understanding about how he can help us as an offense as well.
Do you feel that and see that right away, Jarvis, when you got a speed threat out there, that they'll take a step back, or they'll have to respect it early on, and how much does that change things when you have that kind of dynamic player in there?
Yeah, I think everybody in the league is generally fast, and then you got the guys that are exception, and but until you see it out there on film, him running past guys, you really don't truly believe it, and now he's put it on tape a couple times, and obviously he's still got some stuff to prove. But at the same time, I think that that's something that a lot of defense would be aware of for sure.
Did they become aware of it after that first,
I'm sorry.
did they become aware of it only after that 44-yard play?
I don't know, because he got behind him a couple times. He got behind the defense a couple times. So, we'll see. I don't know how teams are gonna try to play him, but at the same time, I think he's going about it the right way and making sure he's healthy and making plays when they come to him.
If I saw the stats right, Houston did a really good job on the Jacksonville running game. So, are we going to see a lot of passing Sunday?
Yeah, I don't know. As a receiver, I would say I hope so, but I think naturally, just watching the Jacksonville game, they play with a lead, and their front four was able to get after Jacksonville pretty much without having to bring 5 or 6 guys. So they were able to stay in cover 2 pretty much that whole game and control it. So I don't know how they'll play us, but I'm sure they'll stay true to who they are, and we'll find out.
Houston's defense has 5-6 guys that were here not too
Yeah.
long ago. In fact, I'm pretty sure you went up against a lot of them in practice.
Mhm.
First, what's that reunion going to be like Sunday with those guys? And then secondly, the familiarity, does that help you at all in your preparation?
Yeah, it's going to be great to see those guys. It's going to be great to see T. Mitch. I'm sure we've had our battles for a long time here on these practice fields, so it'll be great to see him. I'm happy that he's doing well. And Farrell Brown, Kirksey, he's over there as well. So it'll be good to see those guys. But I think at the same time, it's still, we both going out there to win for our teams. I'm going out there to win for the Browns. They're going out there to win for the Texans, and that holds true. But I think being able to have practice against them, play with them, you know a little bit more about, what they can do, what they can't do, and but they're in a new system, so they've been playing really well. They only got one game to show for it, but they're playing really well.
Yesterday, Coach told us Odell wouldn't play Sunday against Houston. Do you have a sense for kind of how he's feeling about everything? Is he, is it tough to not be playing yet? But is he happy that, they're waiting until he's ready? Or does he think everybody's being smart about it? How do you kind of size up that?
Yeah, I mean, his situation honestly is really between him and Coach, and the training staff in there and his camp about how they're handling things. But I think the most important thing is that he's continuing to get healthy, and when he's comfortable enough, that he'll be out there.
Kind of off that, Jarvis, you battled your own injuries. Is it demoralizing or frustrating to think that you're at the finish line, like ready to go? And not saying that Odell had a setback, but just things change. Just like how frustrating is that to think that you're ready to go and then something happens?
Yeah, I mean he's a true competitor. So anytime the ball is out there and the whistle blows and it's time for a play to go, obviously he wants to be out there. And there's no doubt in anybody's mind in this building that he wants to be able to be out there. But again, that's but his situation with Coach and the training staff and how they handle it.
Hey, who wins the Schwartz-Beckham match race?
I don't know. It'll be a tight one. If both of those guys can run, and they run totally different, but it'll be a good one. I'll pay for those seats to watch that one.
What's different about him?
I don't know. I feel like Schwartz is more, I don't want to say robotic, but like he's like an engine that doesn't stop. Like he looks the same the entire time he's running. And Odell, you kind of see a gradual buildup of like a jet, like a fighter jet or something. So it'll be a good race, I'm sure.
Jarvis, I know you like to block, so what do you think when you see Baker out there looking to make a block in front of Schwartz?
Yeah, I was impressed. I was impressed. We've been trying to get him to back down a little bit. He is a quarterback, but that's one thing. That's his toughness that he shows, and it's definitely an encouraging thing to see when you're blocking. To see your quarterback actually out there, throwing blocks on safeties and linemen and linebackers, it's pretty good to see.
Going back to Schwartz real quick. We always see you and Odell talking to him, and it seems like every young receiver that comes through here mentions you guys when they go into that receiver room and that mentorship. So I guess how seriously do you take that role to kind of take young guys under your wing and guide them?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important, especially in the early phases of a career. I think, a lot of the things foundationally have been set, and that's probably what got him here. But just, you know, if you can take experience in any profession, from a 5-year guy, from a 10-year guy, 20-year guy, you know, all the experience, if you can take those in at an early age, you know, you kind of get past that learning curve a little bit faster, you know. That's something that, you know, I've taken pride in, Odell's taken pride in, just making sure that, you know, it's no information that we're withholding. You know, we're willing to give all the gems away, to make sure that, you know, we can, you know, have guys that treat the game the way that we do, and the standard is kept to a high level in our room.
Jarvis, it looks like the Clowney-Miles pairing has a chance to be really special this season. What did you see from that?
Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, you know, those guys are not going to stop rushing, you know, even if they're on the field for 10 plays, 7 plays, 15 plays, they're going to keep rushing. And when we had to have one last week, you know, both of those guys met at the quarterback. Hopefully that's a sight we see pretty often this year.
When you think about it, what's the most impressive athletic feat you've ever seen Miles accomplish? And have you ever played in like another sport with him before, other than celebrity softball?
No, I've never played another sport with him. I've seen him dunk the basketball on Instagram, which is pretty impressive.
Did he get a home run in your softball?
He did. That wasn't as impressive. Like he's big as hell, so you know, hitting a little ball, that's not too hard. But you know, being able to do windmills at his size and dunk over people, that's pretty impressive.
It's got to be a little more like you. I'm sure you practice for the home run derby and everything, right? Getting ready to win that, and then he shows up and hits a home run in the game, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a freak athlete. He's that once in a generation type of player, and it's probably like that in everything that he does. So.
Hey, everyone expected or hoped that the offense would pick up where you left off last year. Was that the case, or did it reach a higher level in Game 1?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think we did a lot of great things well in the first half, the first drive. Let's just talk about the first drive. I mean, I don't think we had a negative play. I don't think we had a penalty until the third, maybe fourth quarter. So, you know, those things are key into our success in having efficient, effective plays, you know. So we can keep that going. I think we're on the right track.